go. We are live again on another Thursday with this episode of the Triple Profits Podcast. I'm here with my brother. I got JD, the champ of real estate. What's happening, JD?
I'm chilling, man. What's going on, money man?
Man, we are making money moves today, but more importantly, we're talking about taking your business to the next level with marketing, but specifically social media marketing. Um, this is one of the topics, man, especially when you're in a service industry and you're looking to put social media marketing as part of your business to grow and gain clients and et cetera. There's so many people out there, gurus who will tell you to do this, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. But today we're just gonna walk through, what are the core things that you need to have on these social media platforms in order to attract clients, collect information, and contact them to offer them your services. So,
And I love this topic more because I know personally with the industry I'm in, I had to figure that out the hard way that I was doing it all wrong from the beginning. I wasn't trying, I wasn't focusing, I wasn't shooting a laser focus or shooting a laser at my clientele. I was shooting a shotgun and didn't know what I was hitting. So I know just having some of the conversations and what I've learned since we've been working together, it's definitely been an eye opener. So I know, yeah, this is a wealth of knowledge. Definitely make sure y'all paying attention.
so man, tell me a little bit about, like, I know you said shooting a shotgun. Um, Now, you didn't have an issue with your content, man. You're always outgoing. You come up with some good stuff, some informative stuff, and, like, honestly, you're probably the best one here in Bakersfield when it comes to creating the content that attracts people. So, how? Tell me about that process. Run down the content creation part of creating that information.
Man, for me, one, I didn't want to be cookie cutter. I didn't want to be cookie cutter. I didn't want to do what everybody else was doing and posting just houses and just sold or just listed because it looks the same. It looks the same. So I don't think it gets attraction. So one thing about me, like I may not have understood how to market and get it in front of the right people, but I do know how people think. And I know when you're creating content to basically show a service, you want something that's going to grab attention. So you need to have content that is, you want it to be educational and informational, but you also want it to be attractive. So whether that be, depending upon the personality, I can be I'm very, I consider myself funny. I consider myself like have fun. I know how to make people laugh. So I know laughter is one of the best ways to get people's attention. And if you can add a layer of knowledge on top of that laughter, people will retain the information and retain who you are.
So
So
what do you
that's
do,
kind of what,
man? Do you write out your information? Do you script it? What is the process for you?
man. Slightly. So for me, when I'm coming up with an idea, the first thing is, I got to figure out who I want to reach with this. And then it's just coming up with, okay, how am I going to structure this? I definitely don't come up with a full on script. I think I come up with more of an idea of how I want it to look, and then I'll adjust from there. And I'll kind of adjust from there. And I can read and react when to drop a punchline or when to give people the aha moment. I just kind of figure that out as I'm going through the process. So more sketching than I'd say scripting.
Okay. And I tell you, man, you do videos really well. And I really believe videos make a big impact because people can hear you speak. They can see all the nonverbal cues that when you're typing a message or a caption, it's hard to convey that message.
Right.
Yeah. So you do these videos and you create something powerful where people can connect to, do you, and I know you don't think like this is for Facebook or this is for Instagram and this is for TikTok. And
Definitely not.
but I feel like that's something that gets people bogged down. It's like, I'm going to create a Facebook post, or the guru says I need to do Instagram posts. When it comes to content creation, you just got to create it.
I totally agree, and I'll be the first to admit I suffer with that overthinking it too. You know, what I mean that's stopped me from posting as much as I even want to at times, but posting at times even when I know it's a good idea, because you're overthinking it. Oh, it has to be formatted this way for a reel versus this way for an Instagram post, or this way for, oh, my audience is different on Facebook, blah 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 blah. The first thing I think you got to, one of the biggest things people got to get over the hurdle of is just staying consistent and doing it. Just do it. Do it. Let it suck. Let it suck at first. You're probably not going to have a home run after that. You know what I mean? Like, I get a lot of good feedback on my videos, but I trash them when I'm doing them. You know what I mean? I'm trashing them before I put them out there, because I'm trying to get that home run. And that's something that I had to let go of. And what I noticed is, like, the ones that, it's so funny, like the ones that I didn't overthink usually are the ones that are the most popular.
See, now, man, I tell you, content is important. So, man, just like you said, if you don't overthink it, it's going to come out natural. The natural ones, because it is social media, will connect the best. And once you have a video that's good, so if you go out and you make videos and you just put them out, you'll be able to know which one is good or not based on the response. So even if you just post it on your personal Facebook page, you'll get a bunch of likes on it and comments and stuff like that. It's a good post. You may not think it's good, but the audience is responding well.
Right.
So that kind of shifts us into the next topic, because in this era, man, you can't, even though you put out a video, it could be the best video with the best lighting and all that, it won't reach everyone. So it's like you were saying before, the shotgun blast, man. You're sticking it on your personal page, but only a handful of your friends and family get to see it.
Exactly. And I was definitely guilty of making that same mistake of putting this content on my personal page and not realizing or connecting that my friends and family, especially with my Facebook was set up for mostly friends and family. I started letting other realtors and local people on there a little bit more, but it took me a second to realize, hey, they aren't even truly your target audience. Especially with me not being from Bakersfield, all my family's up north. So for me getting business, it's not going to really attract clientele. I'm gonna get a good response. I'm gonna get a lot of likes, but I figured out I was doing that. I wasn't attacking who I wanted my base to be. And even when I created a business page, I figured out, like talking to you, there's levels to marketing. And even when I was creating my business page, I would, put an ad out or put a post, video, whatever, and then boost it and hope, and not realizing that I was just hoping it would reach the right people.
Yes.
Because all they're doing when you're boosting it like that is just putting it in front of more people, but it doesn't mean that they're putting it in front of people that are potential clientele for you. And that was a lesson learned. So yeah, that was definitely something I had to kind of sit back and I've been taking some social media courses and learning, like, I'm kind of restructuring my whole Facebook will be next, but right now my Instagram, that was one of the things, like when I first started my real estate Instagram page, I went and found a bunch of realtors and a bunch of lenders and followed them, and they followed me back, and it's not attracting buyers.
Yeah.
It helps me get known in the real estate community, which is cool, because that definitely helps in a town like this, because the more people know you, the more likely they are to take your offer if it's comparable to another. But at the end of the day, I need new clientele. I need people that are looking to buy and sell real estate. So I have to, now what I'm doing is I'm literally reaching out to general public And it feels weird as hell at first because you're just reaching out to strangers and you following their pages and following what they're doing on the daily, and then hoping that you get them to follow you back. And what I started noticing as I start doing this a lot more, my followers should definitely climb by doing it like that. So there's a method to there's a method to the madness when you are setting up your pages and things like that you want to kind of follow to make sure you're reaching your true clientele.
And I'll tell you one thing, because I know you mentioned like you had like other agents and stuff. I used to run like an ad detailed directly at the real estate agents and other lenders in Bakersfield because I wanted to put them in a group. And it's the power of Facebook. You will take whatever you have, and I think it was like a Halloween video I made. I was in a costume. You might have seen it.
It might have popped up on my page.
The goal was to run that video of me in the costume talking about the party that we're having. So one, it was like brand recognition for our branch, but two, they get to see my face. And three, I only specifically targeted lenders and real estate agents. So when I run my other ads, I turn the other ads on for people interested in real estate agents, but everybody who saw this ad, don't show it to them. So that's a tactic. So in the appliance repair business, I run ads for, to get customers. And you can do the same thing in that business where you look at people, repairmen as the job or something. You may not get everyone, but you put them in a bucket so that way you won't be wasting the ad dollars for the life cycle of your ads on them. You'll get them out the way because you're targeting just those jobs.
Right.
You put them in a bucket, and then you show ads to everybody minus this certain group who watched this one video. So that's an ad tip.
That's deep. That's deep. No. That's very smart because I think, like I said, I think one, I don't think people realize how much you can fine tune a Facebook ad. People don't realize you can break it down to that level. And that was something, like I said, I started learning on our talks. And because I think people you'll make the mistake of putting the ad out there and be excited that it's getting clicks or getting response. But once again, if it's not in front of your true clientele, that's a wasted click.
Exactly. So, you got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, your websites, landing pages, pixels and tags, all this stuff, man, putting it all together really is more of an ad campaign. Facebook versus Google, when it comes to service ads, some markets are different. So I tell you, here in Bakersfield, I can run Google stuff all day and get a good response. And I can put a retarget brand awareness video on Facebook. So if you go to my website, you'll see a retargeted ad on Facebook or any of the Facebook connected sites. In Fresno, they actually want to see you before they go to Google. It's kind of opposite. So I don't really brand aware general that often on Facebook in Bakersfield, but in Fresno, we get higher results by doing our brand awareness to an open audience and then letting them find us on Google.
That's crazy. That's weird that literally an hour and a half away, it's that much of a difference like that.
Exactly. But man, every market is somewhat different. But the key is to create the content. Because once you have the content, you can put it anywhere.
Right.
YouTube is powerful. I suggest every business should have a YouTube page, period. Because when you have a YouTube page, you can actually take your video, you can link it with your Google My Business page, and you could be in a space where there's not a lot of competition. So if you're getting a lot of views on your Google My Business page, then you're going to receive a lot of video or a lot of hits on that video on YouTube. So I just figured out, I had this video, and I think I told you a couple months ago, it went viral a little bit. We had like 10,000 views in a month. And it's because when I go back, I linked it to my Google My Business page. So when you search appliance repair, when you're in Bakersfield, it's one of the first things that pops up. So right now, I'm looking over here, we got 45,000 views on this 40-second video. And
Damn.
that's no ads. That's all free from YouTube.
Gotcha. So you're still getting in front of people because you got that video, you created it, it's in a space where it's almost in a video museum. And it's sitting, you know what I mean? That's what YouTube basically is. It's sitting there and you're still getting traction from it to this day without adding any ad revenues behind it.
Nothing, never put a cent behind it. And the title says Bakersfield Appliance Repair and Service.
Oh, that makes so much sense. And man, it makes sense.
Are you with the mute?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
I was gonna say, you've talked to a lot of people about marketing.
Yes.
And things like that. What do you think? What do you see that makes people hesitate doing some of these steps the most? What do you think is causing? Whether it be, are they hesitating making the contact, putting the money behind it, and what do you feel is stopping them?
I think it's a little bit of the money, because when you're in a service business, man, usually you're in the business because service business is easy to start, right? You don't have to have a whole lot of money to provide a service to somebody, right? The hardest part is getting the clients. And if you want a lot of clients, you have to be in a lot of places, talk to a lot of people, do a lot of things. So yeah, you got to spend some money. But I think besides the money, because if I can walk up to you, JD, and say, man, $5,000, and I guarantee you're gonna sell 10 houses this month, you're gonna drop $5,000 at the drop of a hat. It's more so that, man, the marketing and social media, it's not something that everyone knows how to do, because of all the different platforms, and they don't teach it in school. It's just a foreign language to most people, man.
Got you. And speaking of that, where did you start your journey of learning how all of this works? Like, what sparked it, and then what really opened up your mind on everything that you could do?
Man, really, it was wholesaling houses. So I'm a data guy. So in wholesaling, the power is in your list, and stacking your list and getting people who may need your services, who want to buy houses. And it was a point where I had these lists and we were getting positive feedback from it, but dialing people and texting people, we were just looking for a different avenue. The consistency wasn't there. But I know social media you can run it 24/7. And at that time, it wasn't a lot of people on social media doing ads. So I had these lists of, people's names, property owners, phone numbers, email address. And there's an option in Facebook where you can load your wholesale list in the Facebook. And if they're a member, or if they have their contact information associated with Facebook at any point in time, it'll show just them people the ads, which is great for us, because this is the list of people we want to target, and Facebook will give us, the results showing our video ads to those people.
Nice.
But,
Damn. No.
I tell you, I really honed it in though. I went and I signed up for Ty Lopez's course.
Okay.
So I pay like two something, almost $300 or whatever, and for like a whole bundle thing, maybe not even that, maybe $100 or something. It is one of these specials. It wasn't the best course, but what it did was it brought you in the back end, so that way you can look at the back end of Facebook. That was the biggest thing for him. And I had Billy Genius marketing one for YouTube. So I got to see the back end, them creating, using the functions in the business managers, and just, took the content and just put it on top and learned some of their tricks that they had. And I've been refining it ever since.
Mm. Damn. So that first course kind of was your appetizer into getting into this thing, and then since then you've just been adding entree after entree.
Yeah, I stay in it, man, and occasionally they update it every couple months in the back end. Something may change. Play around with it. Like we saw one today, changed in the messengers. Nice little update that's similar to another product and with mini chat. But man, just staying update with it. But more importantly, creating the content, whether it's photos or pictures. Photos are pictures, videos are
That's
pictures.
fine. I know what you meant. I was letting you slide. You get.
But man, it's key. I say like one thing, like you said, you kind of scripted a little bit, not so much, but having a content calendar is important too. So if you have a theme that you want to talk about, writing out, okay, this is the month's theme. All my videos are going to be geared towards this one thing, right? Finding what evergreen content exists. So evergreen for me is how to repair a dryer. So we're working on, I got on my thing here to create our management or social media management calendar for our content. And we're going to talk about how to repair a dryer, how to repair a washer, how to repair a refrigerator, how to repair a dishwasher. And we'll just have these videos because sometimes people just want to do it themselves. And
God.
in the interim, we'll pop up because we're in Bakersfield.
Okay. Smart. I like that. Get them, and it's very smart you're doing, because one, you may not, you putting it out as a do-it-yourself video. Somebody that thinks they're a DIY type of person may get into it, but then they may get deep into that and realize they don't have a part, or they don't have a tool they need, and now they're calling you.
Man, yeah, we get that. Yeah, I think Eric had one of them a few weeks ago. The guy, I guess the wife called. The guy had ripped it apart and just tore into the gear case.
Damn.
Man, told him the damage. Just paid us our service call fee and said they're gonna buy a new one. Cause yeah, sometimes you can get over your head, man. You tear that stuff apart, you break something else, now you got compounding broken parts.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Leave it alone if you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know. Don't learn the hard way.
Don't learn the hard way. But I think that's something. I think that's one of the big things that people maybe, if you're out there and you're hesitating or trying to figure out what you should create as content. That's one of the things. Just show you being an expert in your field. Show you doing showing what you're doing or what you do and just talking about it, or just plainly just talking about what you do and what people need to do. I think that's one of the things, because especially when it comes to YouTube videos, people don't realize that YouTube is really a search engine.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like when you're not on there watching cat videos or your favorite podcast, you know what I'm saying? Or highlights from the game or whatever. Like most time, like think about when you're going in there for that, you're typing in highlights for the Niner game. What did LeBron say? How do I change my car battery? All of that is just a search. It's the same thing as you would type into Google. You're typing into YouTube just to get a video of it. So if you're, people out there, like I'm finishing working on my YouTube channel, like that's one of the things I want to have a video series on how to buy a home. So literally just had to set up as, how do I buy how do I buy my first home? How do I buy an investment? Whatever the case may be, where I have a video that targets it or talks about that. Just talks about that part of the field. And it doesn't have to be super lengthy, doesn't have to be super in depth. You really just want to get attention and let people know that you're in the marketplace and able to help them with that problem that they're having.
Yeah, and that's really key, man. Just providing as much value as you can.
Yeah.
Up front, especially when you're a service man, because people don't know you from Timbuktu, Adam and Eve, whoever, man. So
right. And that's a great way for them to start knowing you, is just seeing you in your element.
Exactly. You want to know we can fix a drive? Well, I just take one.
Watch us. Tired of seeing your husband struggle with these repairs?
Oh man. Yeah, we got a good one, man, because there's people out there and just giving them information on how often you should clean your dishwasher, right, to avoid it from smelling stinky and moldy. Same with those front facing washing machines, the front loaders, right? Some of them have these big, thick gray boots on them, and you'll see like crusty little white stuff around it, and it can actually start to mold because you're supposed to clean those out regularly with your fresh tabs and stuff. So, man, just putting out little content like that, little videos on social media, helping them out, giving them tips. And we do that, of course, in person too. When we go, we have maintenance because nobody really does any maintenance on their appliances. And that's typically why they break.
I mean, that's fun, but you're right. Like, people don't think you don't tend to think of your appliances like you would your car. Like, you're going to get your oil changed every 3,000 miles. You're going to get your spark plugs changed once a year, whatnot on your car. That washer, that dryer, they got motors in them too. Yep. You know what I mean? They got things that need to be maintenance so that they keep running efficiently. Not just that they keep running, but they even run efficiently.
Yeah, man, it's just so deep, man, when it comes to this social media marketing. I would say one thing, even if you just don't know where to start, doing a video, introducing yourself, talking about service, and then just posting it, talk about what you do, and just posting that is a good start just on your Facebook page, and upload those videos on YouTube. Because with YouTube, if you post it on YouTube and it's not a good video, nobody will see it. But if it gets picked up on the algorithm, it can run, and that can be the start of you, breaking out in your area. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean somebody else don't.
Somebody else won't like it. Exactly. Let go. That's the biggest one. Let go of that fear. Get out your own head. Get out your own way.
Yeah.
When you're starting this process, just get out. Let it suck. Let it suck in the beginning, and then adjust from there.
Yeah, and man, I would give this advice too. If you don't have a web page, at least have a single one-page landing page that shows how they can get in contact you by phone, and it should say call or text, and it should have a link to your social media, or your public one, not a blocked one, because if they want to check out your social media or send you a direct message there, they can. And if you don't have that, at least have a link tree that can have your phone number on there, or a free giveaway, or buyer's guide, or seller's guide, or appliance maintenance guide, something there they can get of value.
There we go. I like it, man. I like it. Sure.
Shoot, man. Again, man, social marketing, man, is essential. A good rule of thumb, if you're in growth mode, usually around 10% is a good number of what you expect to make. So if you want to make $100,000, you should be spending a month, 100,000 a month, you should be spending 10,000 a month. Right.
And that's that's almost on the low end, right?
Yeah, it's just rule of thumb on the low end. Yeah. You're not gonna spend $2,000 and make $100,000.
Right.
You know, if you're
Ad campaign's gonna have to be super on point.
man, optimized, yeah. But really, you know, at a minimum, you know, 2-3% should just be branding. You know, even as low as like your cards that you hand out should have your website, your landing page. Your landing page should have a pixel. So if anybody actually goes to the landing page, you should have the pixel, which retargeted on Facebook for $2 a day for anybody who went to your website. They'll get the branding going. That's like the cheapest form. You know, have a landing page with a pixel, a $2 a day video explaining your services, introducing yourself, and pass out all those cards. And maybe 30% of the people will actually go to the website. So you pass out your card and say, hey, go check out my website. I would love for you to check out my website. And now you're top of the mind all the time. And they're like, man, I should have went to Marcus's
Because you
website.
keep popping up all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden you keep popping up on them. Boom, 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 boom.
Exactly, for cheap, man. Cheap because
Right.
it's not cold. It's somebody who went to you and you're just retargeting them.
Sorry.
Yep.
I love it, man. So that's big, yeah. So big key things. Get knowledge on, whether it's taking a course, studying on YouTube or whatnot, get some knowledge around social media marketing.
Yep.
Build up, no matter what business you got, have a YouTube page.
Have a YouTube page.
You gotta have a YouTube page so you can have that museum of videos that's gonna reach people even when you're not running ads.
Yep.
Set up a landing page at the very least,
Very least.
which pixels attached so you can retarget those people. Structure your social media platforms so you can reach out to clientele, that you're able to reach the right clientele. Do not use when you're using it for business, don't just make it about liking and talking to your friends. You're gonna have to talk to strangers. You're gonna have to interact with strangers, because the more you do it, the more they'll boost you up on the algorithm, the more you'll start popping up in front of people that are your potential clients. Definitely do that. Shoot, and I think that 10%.
10%.
Really trying to grow, at least 10% of whatever you're trying to make should be going towards your ass. Got it. Anything, man? That's key 5, man. Anything else we missing?
Oh yeah, that's about it, man. So you got any questions? I like talking marketing stuff. You can send a message, whatever. I'll respond back to you. But man, definitely. All the business owners out there, it's important. Do it. Take time.
Oh, yeah.
Do it
Oh,
right.
yeah. I'm telling you, reach out to Marcus if you got questions about it, because he is a wealth of knowledge on it. And shoot, it's like I said, man, you'll start finding out there are levels to it. Don't think you could just hop on Facebook or Instagram and create an ad and hit boost. You hope when you do that, you hoping it gets to the right people. You don't know for sure.
Yeah. Oh, hey, man. Thanks again, man. Another Thursday. Good episode. We miss our brother Tavante. I don't know where he is, man. Hope he's safe. Probably asleep.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hardest working brother, man.
Man, the hardest work, and he's on that Central with that Midwest time, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, man. So yeah. And I know this daylight savings time done threw everybody off. So
Big time.
Yeah. For sure.
That's all good. Well, shoot, man. Till next time. Peace.